The Rape of the Lock, Canto 5, by Alexander Pope. She said. The pitying audience melt in tears, but Fate and Jove had stopped the baron's ears. In vain Thalestris with reproach assails, for who can move when fair Belinda fails? Not half so fixed the Trojan could remain, while Anna begged and Dido ragged in vain. Then grave Clarissa graceful waved her fan. Silence ensued, and thus the nymph began. Say, why are beauties praised and honored most, the wise man's passion, and the vain man's toast? Why decked with all that land and sea afford, why angels called, and angel-like adored? Why round our coaches crowd the white-glov'd beaux, why bows the sidebox from its inmost rows? How vain are all these glories, all our pains, unless good sense preserve what beauty gains. That men may say, when we the front box grace, behold the first in virtue, as in face. Oh, if to dance all night, and dress all day, charmed the smallpox, or chaste old age away, who would not scorn what housewife's cares produce, or who would learn one earthly thing of use? To patch, nay ogle, might become a saint, nor could it sure be such a sin to paint. But since, alas, frail beauty must decay, curled or uncurled, since locks will turn to grey, since painted, are not painted, all shall fade, and she who scorns a man, must die a maid. What then remains but well our power to use, and keep good humour still white'er we lose? And trust me, dear, good humour can prevail, when airs, and flights, and screams, and scolding fail. Beauties in vain, their pretty eyes may roll, charms strike the sight, but merit wins the soul. So spoke the dame, but no applause ensued. Belinda frowned, Thalestris called her prude. To arms, the fierce virago cries, and swift as lightning to the combat flies. All side in parties, and begin attack. Fans clap, silks rustle, and tough whalebones crack. Heroes and heroines shouts confessedly rise, and bass, and treble voices strike the skies. No common weapons in their hands are found, like gods they fight, nor dread a mortal wound. So when bold Homer makes the gods engage, and heavenly breasts with human passions rage, 'gainst Pallas, Mars, Latona, Hermes' arms, and all Olympus rings with loud alarms. Jove's thunder roars, heaven trembles all around. Blue Neptune storms, the bellowing deeps resound. Earth shakes her nodding towers, the ground gives way, and the pale ghosts start at the flash of day. Triumphant Umbriel on a sconce's height clapped his glad wings, and sat to view the fight. Propped on their bodkin spears, the sprites survey the growing combat, or assist the fray. While through the press enraged, Thalestris flies, and scatters death around from both her eyes. A beau and witling perished in the throng, one died in metaphor, and one in song. O cruel nymph, a living death I bear, cried dapper-wit, and sunk beside his chair. A mournful glance Sir Foppling upwards cast, those eyes are made so killing, was his last. Thus on Machiander's flowery margin lies expiring swan, and as he sings he dies. When bold Sir Plume had drawn Clarissa down, Chloe stepped in, and killed him with a frown. She smiled to see the doughty hero slain, but at her smile, the beau revived again. Now Jove suspends his golden scales in air, weighs the men's wits against the lady's hair. The doubtful beam long nods from side to side, at length the wits mount up, the hairs subside. See, fierce Belinda on the baron flies, with more than usual lightning in her eyes, nor feared the chief unequal fight to try, who sought no more than on his foe to die. But this bold lord with manly strength endued, she with one finger and a thumb subdued. Just where the breath of life his nostrils drew, a charge of snuff the wily virgin threw. The gnomes direct to every atom just, the pungent grains of titillating dust. Sudden, with starting tears each eye o'erflows, and the high dome re-echoes to his nose. Now meet thy fate, incensed Belinda cried, and drew a deadly bodkin from her side. The same, his ancient personage to deck, her great-great-grandsire wore about his neck in 3 seal rings, which after, melted down, formed a vast buckle for his widow's gown. Her infant grandame's whistle next it grew, the bells she jingled, and the whistle blew. Then in a bodkin gracked her mother's hairs, which long she wore, and now Belinda wears. Boast not my fall, he cried, insulting foe. Thou by some other shalt be laid as low. Nor think, to die dejects my lofty mind. All that I dread is leaving you benend. Rather than so, let me still survive, and burn in Cupid's flames, but burn alive. Restore the lock, she cries, and all around, restore the lock, the vaulted roofs rebound. Not fierce Othello in so loud a strain roared for the handkerchief that caused his pain. But see how oft ambitious aims are crossed, the chiefs contend, till all the prize is lost. The lock, obtained, with guilt, and kept with pain, in every place is sought, but sought in vain. With such a prize no mortal must be blessed, so heaven decrees. With heaven who can contest? Some thought it mounted to the lunar sphere, since all things lost on earth are treasured there. Their heroes' wits are kept in ponderous vases, and beaux in snuff boxes and tweezer cases. Their broken vows in deathbed alms are found, and lovers' hearts with ends of ribbon bound. The courtier's promises, and sick man's prayers, the smiles of harlots, and the tears of heirs, cages for gnats, and chains to yoke a flea, dried butterflies, and tomes of casuistry. But trust the muse, she saw it upward rise, though marked by none but quick, poetic eyes. So Rome's great founder to the heavens withdrew, to Proculus alone confessed in view. A sudden star, it shot through liquid air, and drew behind a radiant trail of hair. Not Berenice's locks first rose so bright, the heavens bespangling with dishevelled light. The sylphs behold it kindling as it flies, and pleased pursue its progress through the skies. This the beau monde shall from the mall survey, and hail with music its propitious ray. This the blessed lover shall for Venus take, and send up vows from Rosamunda's lake. This partridge soon shall view in cloudless skies, when next he looks through Galileo's eyes, and hence egregious wizard shall foredoom the fate of Lewis, and the fall of Rome. Then cease, bright nymph, to mourn thy ravished hair, which adds new glory to the shining sphere. Not all the tresses that fair head can boast shall draw such envy as the lock you lost. For, after all the murders of your eye, when, after millions slain, yourself shall die, when those fair suns shall set, as set they must, and all those tresses shall be laid in dust, this lock, the muse shall consecrate to fame and, midst the stars inscribe Belinda's name.